Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers on the Xbox, on the Series X, and this is a look at drilling. I'm going to be doing this on my survival guide save, but I wanted to show you the basic rig on this save, which is my Pertum Creative save. So we're going to build ourselves a little platform to support our operation, starting with this block right here, the light armor block. Click in the left stick, push the right trigger once, push up on the left stick again, tap RB and you'll select the block. Hold down the left bumper, press the right trigger and you'll change it to free placement mode. If you do it again, you'll change it to gravity aligned placement mode, but we want free. So we've got a nice choice of where we put this first block. Once we've got the first block, since I'm using line mode, we'll just keep on pulling and dragging out a bunch of blocks until we've got a platform. Doesn't matter what size it is. And we're just going to pop in 1 or 2 batteries down here. Actually, we'll just do a row of these. May as well. There. So drills. Well, we're going to go for a basic drill setup first, and then we're going to expand it a bit. So the first thing that you're going to need is your basics. Now we're going as though this is a more basic save. So you've got your basic assembler, like so. And you'll have your basic refinery, like so. Now your refinery has 2 ports, and since we're going to be dealing with drilling, we want, hold on. Let's have a look. Yeah, we want to do, we'll pop it there. And we'll stick our basic assembler I'm just thinking the best way of doing this now, because what I don't want to do is, yeah, that should work. Because what I want to do is I want to create some junctions so that I've got expansion capability. So we pop a couple of junctions in there. And so far, so good. So that's our basics in terms of our refinery and our assembler. Now the problem here is that we can't access any of the controls on these whatsoever because these ports are all sealed. So what we're going to need to do, and this is why I've got these junctions, is I want at least a couple of cargo boxes. Now this one, I want a cargo box here. No, I don't. I want, this is going to go a bit advanced, but this is all right. We want a conveyor sorter, and if you're playing in survival, you're going to need to make sure that you unlock these blocks unless you're playing with progression off. And just for the cosmetics of the whole thing. We're just going to make sure everything is nice and tidy. So that's our one way. We're going to store our gravel in here, and by putting gravel in there like so, we're going to do this. Move across, come down on the conveyor sorter, and we're going to activate our whitelist, and then we're just going to come along, find gravel, add the gravel, and tell the filter to drain all, and then hold down both bumpers, tap X and quick save. When all's said and done and we're pulling in stone, when it gets refined, the gravel should get dumped here. So there we go. Now on this side, I want another couple of cargo boxes because I want access to these ports so I can then move across to here like on production on my basic assembler and check the inventories on the cargo containers. And again, if you want to make sure you know what's what, just pop here like this, press X on this, a small cargo container, and just rename it so you know what it's doing. And so you can see there, look. Okay, that is so far so good. Next step, we're going to build a slightly we're going to build a more advanced drilling rig than I usually build, and we're going to start off by mixing and matching some pistons. So we're going to start with a piston going up, and then on top of that piston we're going to build a junction, and then we're going to have a piston going horizontal. We're going to have another junction, and we're going to do a vertical down piston. And in theory, all of these pistons potentially should be correctly numbered. If not, we're going to have to do some poking around to work out which one is which, but we're going to rename them now. And again, this is why you can either use the little control panel aside, or you can pop into here. Well, this piston is the one that's on our grid, so it will be this piston. We're going to call this piston height. In fact, we can just, for ease of use, pop this like this. So piston height. And then we're going to go for this piston. We won't name it, we'll just call it H for horizontal. And then this one is our Actually, we'll leave it as piston. Thinking about it. Keep it in the list, but we'll call it drill. So that's our piston drill. And we're going to need to pop in on that, before we do anything else, a nice advanced rotor. Not a regular rotor, but advanced one. And let's just make sure. It may not let me build it at the moment, but that's not a problem because we have control over our piston height. And we're going to pop shear inertia tensor on this piston as we do it. We're just going to reverse it for the time being. And then we're going to pop our advanced rotor on. And now we've got our advanced rotor, we can start to look to adding drills. So before we do that, we'll just make sure that every single moving part like this ends up with shear inertia tensor on it. Just pop shear inertia tensor on the advanced rotor. So now let's roll with our next bit, which is our drills. And we want one drill. I'm going to do my usual drilling. Design, which is 5 drills, and then to make it look pretty and to give it some more stability, we're going to put one of these light armoured slopes like so. Changing the rotation like so. And then do the same at the top. Just to give it a little bit more structure. And then change to the light armor corner. Just slide these in. You might have to change the angle of the axis of rotation. You know how to do that by now. And then you can do it here. You don't have to. But it's just a fun design. A little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Looks like a drill. And we're almost there. And this is the basic setup of this. In the next video, I'm going to advance it somewhat and show you how to make it even more interesting. But for now, we're just going to push the drill away from our main place. And we're going to set up that our height, we want a velocity here of 0.1 meters a second, and I did that by holding down the right bumper and tapping left on the D-pad. Getting there. Right, next thing, drills. Here they are. Press A on the first drill, hold down the right bumper, and just select each individual drill with the right bumper held down by tapping A. Move the left stick across, block group, and call it drills. Then save it. And we're going to use a little control seat. Yeah, like so. We can jump into the control station on this. I'm just going to put the drills on the D-pad for now. So hold down on the D-pad until the toolbar config window opens. Then just go down to groups. Choose drills, toggle block on off, and you'll see there's our spinning drills. And we're also just going to, for now, just pop in on all blocks. We want to look at our piston height, and just for now we'll call it reverse. And then as we reverse our piston height, our drill will come down, start drilling, like so. And now we can change the height again, and because we have a rotor, if we open up the control panel, go to our advanced rotor here, we're just going to call this the advanced rotor drill, like so. And we're going to put that into the system. There's our advanced rotor drill. And we're just going to have toggle block on off on that. And we go back to our advanced rotor drill in the control panel. And we just set it up so that it rotates with a velocity of 1 RPM. And just pop the braking torque up a little to 31.6. Hold both bumpers, tap right on the D-pad, it'll center the slider. And you'll see our little rotor assembly turns on and off. And if it's not slowing down enough, then you can go a bit further. You can press A and press A again, and you'll notice if you just type 60, it'll just drop it to 60. So what you want to do, the best thing you want to do, is use the pad and just keep tapping, otherwise you're going to have to put like 60,000 or whatever you want. And just experiment until it comes to a decent stop. Like that. Then you could start it off and then start it lowering again. And it'll start drilling. And you'll see that the refinery is pulling in stone. The gravel is disappearing. And it's being stored over here in this box. And our little drill unit is drilling quite happily. To create our basic ingots. Until it gets to here. Now you can leave it for a little while. But primarily what we want to do then is we're going to create downward motion using this piston. But what we're going to do with that is we're going to set it up so that it gives you far more stone for each rotation of the drill. By using a timer block to extend the piston until it reaches its maximum every 60 seconds. So what will happen is the piston will extend by 0.5 meters, wait 60 seconds on the timer block, then extend another 0.5 until it reaches the maximum of 10. But that one we're going to leave until the next video, and I will show you how to do that and more, because we're going to make a little change to this rig, and this will allow us to drill more efficiently, but also to choose where we drill within a certain radius of this rig. Until then though, that's all I've got time for. Stay safe, take care, have fun, enjoy the game. Lots more is coming this year for Space Engineers, and it should be pretty epic. Bye for now.